All right, guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the MACD indicator. This is a moving average convergence divergence indicator. Don't get too intimidated by the name. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how we can use this to have more successful trades. I think this indicator is perhaps one of the most valuable ones you can add to your template. So in this video, we're going to talk about what the indicator is and how to use it and show you some examples as well. Now, before I get started, gang, you gotta hit that like button. You gotta smash that like button. Matter of fact, hit that subscribe button as well, guys, and turn on that notification bell, as I have daily uploads and weekly live streams as well. So moving average convergence divergence, the MACD, what is it? Let's talk about it. So it's essentially a trend following momentum indicator, as opposed to the RSI, which is more of an oscillating momentum indicator. I like to use the MACD because it's a little more visual, as opposed to where the momentum might be shifting in the near future, versus the RSI kind of just tells me if we're overbought or oversold. And if you guys want more details on how to use the RSI, make sure you check that link in the corner here. And like I said, it's nice for showcasing kind of the strength of the momentum, whether it's getting weaker or stronger for both bearish and bullish momentum. So we're going to hop into Thinkorswim here, guys. This is a trading platform offered by TD Ameritrade. Guys, if you want an in-depth video on how to use this, how to set up the indicators I have here on my screen, how to set up the MACD, how to set up the RSI, all that good stuff, guys, I got you started. Check the video in the top right corner. Fresh new video. I got you started on how to do this. It's all free. I'm not affiliated. I'm just a fan of this trading software. So let's talk about the MACD. So first, let's do a what, let's get through the definitions of a MACD indicator. So here's what it looks like. It's highlighted down here on the bottom. This teal line here, this blue line here, that is my MACD line. This yellow line here is my signal line. Now these bars here, the red and green, those are my momentum bars. And then this purple line here in the middle is my momentum line. So let's talk about each one and kind of break down, what they mean, how does it look like when they're being utilized. So let's start off with the two lines we first defined, the MACD and the signal line. So essentially a crossover in these lines could be a signal for either a buy or a sell. The MACD, the blue line, when it crosses above the yellow line, that's typically a buy signal. And when it crosses below the yellow line, like this example right here, that essentially can indicate a sell or taking a short position. We also talked about these bars down here. These are your momentum bars. These are probably perhaps my most favorite part about this indicator, is because they're so visual as to whether or not momentum is increasing, decreasing, flatlining, and we'll talk about that later and give you examples on how to kind of interpret these. But from a high level, guys, obviously the longer the bars, the more strength that there is. And then obviously go based on color code, right? So if we're green and we have long green bars, there's strong bullish momentum. If we have long red bars, there's strong bearish momentum. And then you can see, right, the bars, they'll either be increasing, decreasing, right, or kind of flatlining like we're kind of seeing here. Each one means different things, as you can imagine. Increasing and decreasing kind of means, right, we're losing momentum or we're gaining momentum, and then when it flatlines, that means we're kind of just stagnating. So it's usually a premature sign of a momentum shift. And this last one we talked about was this purple line. This is your momentum line, and obviously you can see, guys, as whenever we're below the line, it's typically we're experiencing bearish momentum, and then when we're above it, it's bullish momentum. It's kind of the easiest way to think about it, if we're above it or below it. Okay, something we also want to take into account is the speed of this crossover on these lines, on my MACD and signal line, the speed at which they happen. You can see this is actually a pretty fast one right here. Look how sharp that angle is on that line, and look how fast it came into a hurry to crossing over, versus other times you can see it might float around it for a little bit before it actually crosses over, versus here it just took an immediate cut through it. Okay, so that is also an indication of a change in momentum. Now, I must obviously leave this disclosure, guys. This is an indicator. You can't rely on it. The indicator it lags behind price action ultimately. So the momentum will come, the indicator will showcase, it'll paint, whatever you want to call it, or after the price has already kind of made a move. So bear all that in mind. Also, you can't solely rely on the MACD indicator. You need to utilize other forms of confluences. You need to use it with whatever your preference is. Maybe that's with the RSI indicator, maybe that's with candlestick patterns, whatever it is. And we'll show you some examples later on this video, but make sure you bear all that in mind. So let's talk through the examples and tips, guys. I'm going to show you how I personally use it and kind of show you an example of how to kind of interpret and read this indicator. So right here, I've pulled up on the chart is NEO. If you haven't been able to tell already, I love NEO, guys. If you're a big NEO bull, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I talk about NEO all the time. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to show you an example of kind of a reversal in momentum. So I want to highlight this region. And guys, stick with me here. So up here we have the price, and down here we have our momentum indicator. Now I want to show you something here. You can see how they coincide. So an example is this region right here. You can see in this region right here, it's kind of denoted down here on the MACD. Okay, it's coinciding straight below on the chart. You can see at one point in time we were appreciating up here. Draw a line straight below, right? We had a cross over here on my MACD and signal line. So when the blue crossed below the signal line, you can see ever since then, we started downtrending. Those are premature signs that momentum is reversing. You can also see, guys, if we look at the green momentum bars here, they did start to flatline leading up and kind of die down ultimately, leading up to this cross over here on my MACD and signal line. And again, you can coincide that right above here with that indicator. Now, how do we kind of use this to coincide with other contributing factors? So I like to use it with the RSI indicator. Guys, RSI is telling us it's overbought. Again, if you don't know how to use the RSI, check the top right corner. I made a video just fresh on how to utilize this indicator. I just came out with it. Brand new, baby. We're overbought. It's red. We're overbought. We're above the 70 on the RSI. So there's one confluence. Another confluence. My momentum bars down here, my MACD, they started to slow down. They started to flatline. They started to die. And then on top of that, we also have a MACD crossover of the signal line. And when the MACD crosses below the signal line, that is a signal of a reversal of momentum. So we have the confluence of the signal line, my MACD bars, my overbought state on my RSI indicator. And then you can again coincide that even further if you want to look into price action. Clear, right, bearish engulfing candle here, Marabuzo, and took us downstream, baby. Okay, so we started selling off ever since. Okay, so hopefully this video helped you out, guys. That's kind of a quick highlight of the MACD indicator, what it is, how to use it. Again, I love this indicator because it's perhaps the most visual indicator that there is in terms of how to interpret price momentum. So I'm a big fan of that. Again, try to coincide this with other indicators. Don't solely rely on it. And if you guys have any questions, please comment below and I'll try to help you out. Of course, guys, before you leave this video, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want more daily content on the stock market, crypto, and of course, Neo, baby. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and happy trading.